Hey guys. Okay, so I feel like I've been gone from YouTube forever. The daily vlogs, I've been trying, I got a new camera like I showed you guys, and I've been trying to like make that happen. It's just, I don't know. Like I really like the camera. It's just the moving it over. I swear, it's always something. I lost my little card reader, and so I had to go dig the other one out. I did get a couple of daily vlogs up today over the last, for the last couple of days. But if I'm going to be honest, it's also like there's the willpower and like the desire has been very, very low. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what's going on in Sonya's world. Okay, so you might have noticed that I have two vlogs up from the last 2 days. I started on Saturday, and it says one of 175 and two of 175. What I decided to do was this 175 days of moi, of me. I even started hashtagging my things. I'm using my 43 things account. Like I'm doing 175 days of me. And the reason for that is because, and I'll explain what it all means, but I'll tell you what happened. Um, I don't know if you've ever read anything about the 100 Days of Happy challenge, but it's like you post what makes you happy um, every day for 100 days, and it's like, can you do it? Will you do it? Well, so I've been doing that, and when I started it, it was like, oh, 100 days. That just seems like, it's 3 months. It's, a little over 3 months or whatever. So it seems so far away. So I started doing it, and on Instagram, I hashtag things. Like usually I'll put the comment like, this makes me happy, hashtag 100 Days of Happy, and hashtag Sonya is happy. And with that Sonya is happy, it's like an individual hashtag. So when I check it, I'm able to see how many I've put up. And it's 33. I have 33 pictures up already. And I started to think I was like, dang, time is really passing. It doesn't seem like that. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because a week just went by. Our Easter break is over, and it's the end of April, and that's crazy. We're going into the 5th month of 2014. So I was like, time is going to pass either way, and I clearly need to take charge of it. So seeing how fast that 100 days of happy thing, which I think I'm going to keep doing it. Maybe not, once I get to 100 days, it might not be all the time, but I think I'm going to keep doing it and keeping a little record. It's just a nice thing to note your blessings and the things that make you happy. So, but when I started to realize how fast time was passing, I was like, I got to get a grip. Seriously. Seriously. Your mind starts playing all sorts of things. And I'll tell you a couple of the things that happened in my brain. Okay, I would get on the scale, and it's like, yeah, it's gone up a pound or two, but that's not bad. It's kind of weird when I say I ate crap, because I certainly do not eat the crap that I used to eat at all. I still have not eaten a fast food burger or sandwich, other than Subway, or I haven't had Taco Bell. I don't drink soda, so it's obviously the crap is different, but it's still crap. Um, and so I'd be I just ate kind of willy nilly, whatever, and I only gained a pound. That's awesome. So it was if I got on the scale and I gained weight, I would become depressed, not want to do anything, want to eat garbage, and indulge myself in a self-pity party. And if I didn't gain weight, I was like, oh, it's cool. I still have a couple of pounds before I hit that 155 mark. I have a couple of pounds before I hit that 160 mark. And so the other day, I got on the scale, and I think it was partly to scare myself and partly to like get a reality check. Because you know how if you eat a lot of like carbs and stuff, your body's puffy and swollen and you have like garbage in you and you weigh more. Um, so I knew it was the end of the day and I had my clothes on and everything else. I knew it was going to be a high number. And I think I'm kind of glad it was the number that it was, if that makes any kind of whacked out sense. Because had it been like in the 170s still, I would have been like, oh, I have a couple of pounds to the 180. But it was 184.3. And my brain said a couple of things. All little me's in my head popped out with different little comments. One of them said, well, you're still 75 pounds down from where you were. So I don't want to be lower than where I was. I want, like, when I started, I want to be where I was. It's like, what kind of rationale is that? Oh, well, I've still lost some weight. Yeah, but I've also put back on 50 pounds. Now, is that 50 from my absolute lowest? Yes, but it's still like 45 to 50 pounds from where I want to be. And that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of weight. And I don't want to be that. So that was one thing that happened. Like, my brain was like, oh, well, you're still down. But in that regard, I could continue to gain and be like, well, I'm still under 200 pounds. Well, I'm still 30 pounds. But that's not going to actually help me get anywhere. The next thing my brain said was, well, 5 more pounds to 190. You can get serious at 190. And no part of me is going to make a conscious decision that it's okay to weigh 190 pounds. No. Okay. The third thing was, what the F is going on? If we're going to gain our weight back, can we please eat fast food? Like, and the girls in my head started to place their order. McDonald's, Wendy's, like Rallies. They were like placing orders. And my brain was like, okay, how much will it cost to just go indulge them all? And that's when it was like, back it up. Because this ain't happening. So, it was my anniversary. And when I got married 3 years ago, I weighed 155.8, I believe it was. And the reason I remember that is because I weighed in on my honeymoon, and I weighed the same amount the week before and the week of my wedding, and 155.2 was going to be my 100-point mark. So it was like I did not want to lose that weight when I was out of town. So that's why I remember the number and the week. But so 155, now I'm 184. That's what, 30 pounds? And I know that putting back on 30 pounds for 3 years is not necessarily the worst thing, but I think the part that is the scariest is like where maybe in the first 6 months I gained, like in the first year I probably gained like 10 pounds. Yeah, and then my body kind of held steady for a while, and then the next year I might have gained like 7, and in the past like month it's been like 10 pounds. So it's just unacceptable, and I know that that's me kind of lowering my standards and allowing myself to go have that snack-filled pity party. So I'm over it, and it was my anniversary. And I was like, okay, I am going to eat well today, you know? And the major malfunction is sugar. And it's not sugar like in my food, but it's like candy and chocolate and cookies and stuff like that. They just cause me to want more and more and more, and it's not acceptable. And then the other thing is that it makes me feel horrible. Like, I know everybody, I don't know. I'm assuming most people kind of have that crash after they eat sugar. But, like, when I eat sugar, like, if I eat a pack of Oreos, within, like, 20 minutes, I have, like, a pulsating, like, behind my head. My stomach hurts. My head hurts. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I have to lay down. And then as soon as I feel better enough to get up, I want more cookies, which is so warped in my head. It's ridiculous. And I think I'm taking snacks like that and putting them on the addiction list. Because that's totally an addictive behavior. Drinking until you're so disgusting and pass out and you can't function and then waking up and drinking more. So, I mean, I think that's what I'm doing. In fact, I kind of know that's what I'm doing. In my head, it's like, what about birthday cakes and stuff like that? And it's kind of like, at this point, it's all just a no for at least the next 175 days. It's an absolute no. No candies, no cookies, no cupcakes, no sugar like that. And so on my anniversary, I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And then it was kind of like, wait a second, it's my anniversary. Today's not a good day. I should start tomorrow. But I have learned that you need to move when the movement hits. Because, girl, if you're feeling inspired and you put that off 2 or 3 days later, it's not happening. You just gotta get it. Like, if the groove comes, you gotta get in it. You gotta jump in. So I was like, that's it. I'm doing it. I first of all, I re-downloaded Lose It. I had deleted Lose It. I know. Okay. I started a new account on Lose It because it's this weird thing where, like, this is a different journey. The first one, I need it to end. I need that to feel complete. Like, if I have to drag that out for the rest of my life, I don't know, like, if I can do that. So I ended it. And I feel like that was probably a very important move. It goes along with, like, ending that blog, moving on to the new blog. I did that, like, 2 years ago. I ended my Lose It, and I started a new one. I put in the weight 184, because they don't let you put points in on Lose It. And now also Lose It has, like, premium features and all this other BS. I'm just like, no, dude, I'm just doing Lose It. But so I re-downloaded it. I put in my weight and I set it for 1,200 calories a day. And I made the decision right then. I don't care if I go over or under, if I do it in a legitimate way, and if I work out, I can eat those calories should I so desire. Like, putting those rules up from the beginning. This is a totally separate situation. I'm not taking any of that dysfunction from my first time into my new time. That's the goal. So on my anniversary, I went for a run, which was lovely. And I ate a good breakfast, and I had a good lunch, and because of my exercise, we went grocery shopping, and, like, I had a little snack. I've been eating Kind bars. I love those as a snack. But because of my exercise, by the time I went to eat, I had like 1,000 calories to spend on my anniversary meal, which allowed me to try, like, there was an appetizer chili my wife wanted to get, and I had like 3 bites of that, 3 or 4 bites. And then I ordered the veggie melt, which doesn't sound as amazing as it is. It is absolutely flipping amazing from this restaurant. It's fresh. The bread is awesome. The French fries are like hand cut, and they're just really good. So it's all really high quality ingredients, and that's what I ate. And I wound up being 9 calories over, and I was okay with that. And I was like, I'm not gonna let that justify going home and eating candy or whatever. The next day, I did fabulously. I landed on the dot on my goal today. I have my day planned. I've eaten well. I do. It's weird because I'm 3 days out and I don't want the sugar. It's like if I can just get over myself and stop reaching for it, I will be okay. And so today is going to be day 3 of 175. And after that, like, I'm not saying that I'm just done, but it's like this is the big push to get it done. And then there's going to be a big push to find a healthier balance because clearly what I did last time did not work for long-term balance. And I mean, I think I was very open about that from the beginning. Like, the dysfunction in my relationship with food is there, but what can you do? You can either admit failure and just go back to eating and being miserable, or you can admit a momentary setback and rearrange, and that's what I choose to do, rearrange. So, very excited. I do have some of the best support a person could have, and I've also had people be like, well, you're lucky because you have that support. I have the support I have because I chose to take it. In the very beginning of this weight loss journey, my wife was like, all right, babe, whatever, and if I was like, I just want a burger, she's like, have a burger. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? You never say that to me. Or like, I'd be like, well, I just want some cake. And she'd be like, oh, we're at a party, have cake. Like, I had to remind her that this was serious and that I was serious and that I needed her to not be that way. And even still, every once in a while, I have to remind her of that. But I feel like and lately, like, as I've gained some weight, it's like she likes the rounder girls. And also, she enjoys, like, we are foodies. We like quality food, and it's nice and fun to go out and enjoy those things without thinking about what's in them. But I just can't, and that's not our life. And so she's been very supportive lately. She actually set up my tool gym, which I'm sitting on right now, before she left. She pulled it out. It's easier for me to pick it up and put it away, but to put it down, I feel like I'm going to drop it. So she set it up for me before she left, and when I went into the bedroom, she had laid out workout clothes, which I clearly have not put on yet. I'm going to do that after I make this video. So, she's being really supportive. And then the other thing I have is my friend Cherie, who I call Ree. We've done races, and you've seen her before and met her before. But she has lost a tremendous amount of weight, and like over 100, maybe 150 pounds or something like that. So she started probably a couple months before I did, maybe even a year. So we're really kind of in the same place. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and she's been doing it 4.5, 5 years. So you're in that place where the honeymoon has worn off, and you have to refine your zen spot kind of deal. And let me tell you, okay, I'm going to talk to you about clothes because, like I said, I was telling you the crazy stuff that my brain says to, like, make it okay to keep eating. Well, one of them is that, like, I can still fit in my clothes. That is the truth. I can still fit in my clothes. However, I noticed myself going more towards, like, the 10% of my wardrobe that is loose, slinky, stretchy, unacceptable. So it's like, yeah, I can still get in my clothes, but I prefer not to wear them if they touch me because they're uncomfortable, and that's unacceptable. So, and I told my wife, like, last time I haven't gone into them, but I do have some of my clothes from when I was like a size 10, 12. And I told my wife, I'm getting rid of those. And I'm getting rid of, like, as I get back down to my small sizes, I'm getting rid of all the larger sizes. I'm done. Like, I'm really just over it at this point. So that's the goal. That's what the 175 days are. Because when I set up my new Lose It, it was like, you got to do this for 175 days. And I'm like, I can do that. I can look at this as 175 days and go, I can get that done. You know, I think I predict that the hardest thing is going to be when Lose It says to lose 2 pounds a week, I should eat 800 calories. Still continuing to go 600 over that needs 1200. That is going to be the hardest part. I know it. But I think that's part of the commitment to losing the weight. So that's where I'm at. I did. Okay. Also, I want to say, so I weighed myself a couple days ago, which is another thing. Like, I don't have stuff written down. It's like a totally different world up in here. It's completely weird. But I don't have it written down, but I think it was like 5 days ago, or 4 or 5 days ago. I think this is the 3rd day, so 4 days ago, I weighed myself. That's why I weighed 184.3. I told you there were kind of some wonky circumstances, but that's what it was. I mean, I got on a scale and I weighed 184.3. I don't care what the circumstances are, that should never have happened. So, today I weighed myself, and as far as weighing myself, I think I'm just going to do it daily. Which is how I did it a long time ago. Like, what I'm doing now is taking the parts that worked and trying to reintegrate them, and taking the parts that led to more bad crazy, because I know there's a lot of good crazy here, and I'm okay with that, but the bad crazy, and take those out. So that's the goal. But when I weighed myself today, I was 173.6. So I am down 10.9 if I did that math correctly. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, wait, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10.7. Is that right? Seems right? I don't know. I think it's right. Anyway, 10 and a little bit pounds. I did update my Lose It. It told me I should eat 1,125 calories. I adjusted it till it says 1,200. And that is the long-term goal. So if you want to hook up with me on my new Lose It, the name, like the email address that I'm under there is fatlittleme@gmail.com. So if you want to friend request me there, go ahead and do it. All I'm going to ask you is that because I don't just add people, so I'm going to ask that you tell me that you are doing it so that I know it's you. And if you have a different name on there, tell me who you are. You can private message me, you can Facebook message me, just somehow let me know so that I will accept you there. Okay, here it is.